Right now, humanity is tremendously concerned about the nuclear bombs, and they should be, because humanity has capability to do very much better on board our planet. We've been given our beautiful minds to be able to understand some principles of the design of the universe itself. As of this century, when I came born, we began to get in a new era of what I call reality. And the reality of things you can't see. Suddenly, when I was born, the X-ray was discovered. We could see our bones and photograph them, but you and I couldn't see the X-rays. Yeah, I was born, wireless was discovered, but you couldn't see those wireless. We didn't have a first SOS until I was 11, but when I was 3, the electron was discovered. Didn't make any newspaper. That's not important. You couldn't take a photograph of it anyway. It became absolutely clear to me, technically, that if we were to melt up all the metals going into armament and go into a 10-year design revolution, rehousing humanity as big cities with deployable, air-deliverable, remote living devices, all autonomous, it became clear that within 10 years we'd have all humanity living the highest standard of living anybody ever known. While the appearance of it would look as different as does a cruise ship today from going in a rowboat yesterday. Yes. So in this invisible world of electronics and what we call alloys and chemistry, we began to do so much more with so much less that we could, for instance, at the time of World War I, we wanted to get a message to Europe, had to send a ship. Suddenly, with 200 pounds of radio apparatus, you could talk across the Atlantic 186,000 miles a second. The most recent kind of a communications satellite with 1.25 tons, outperforming the transoceanic communication capability of 375,000 tons of copper cable. This is typical of the more with less. I committed myself 55 years ago to an experiment to see if we might not be able to do so much with so little technologically that we could make the working assumption for all political economics that had to be you or me, had to be war, could make that obsolete. I went into into environment controlling. We got into the geodesic domes. In Rome, we have 2 domes, each 150 feet in diameter. St. Peter's built in 1500, and the Pantheon built in the year 1. The lightest of those 2 weighs 30,000 tons, heavy masonry. When I built my first geodesic dome, it weighed only 30 tons, 1/1000th the weight of the greatest domes in history at that time, which told me that we were on our way to doing more with less.